Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. As I continue to work through the ABRSM Grade 2 2022 Practice Exam Paper booklet, let's now take a look at Practice Exam Paper C. Practice exam papers are an excellent revision tool, and so once you have worked through your Discovering Music Theory workbooks for grades 1 and 2, which build accumulatively, the practice exam papers are an excellent revision tool. In this particular lesson, I guide you through practice exam paper C of the Grade 2 2022 Practice Exam Paper booklet. In the full Patreon lesson, I work through every single section of the exam paper, looking at all 7 topics of pitch, rhythm, keys and scales, intervals, tonic triads, musical terms and signs, and also music in context. I also give you tips on how to quickly and easily work through the answers and give revision tips as we work through the paper. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can find the full lesson there, and you can find links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box. After this short little video, you can see sample examples taken from the full Patreon lesson, showing you how I work with you note by note, step by step, question by question through the entire paper, just as if I was sitting right next to you. Once you feel you are ready to take the ABRSM Music Theory Grade 2 exam, I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to be best prepared for your exam, and also how to make the very best use of your time when you're actually taking the exam on exam day. This book is available from Amazon, and you can find links to this in the cards and in the description box below. Enjoy your studies! Now looking at the grouping, we've already seen how when things are grouped correctly, it's very easy to see where each new beat lies. When things are not grouped correctly, we get quite lost. So we're looking at the time signature 3/2. So 3/2 means that there are 3 beats per bar. Each beat is a minim. So we're looking for that minim beat to be reflected in the way things are grouped. So there's a crotchet beat, and then the final crotchet of the first minim beat is here. So they should be beamed together. They should not. There's a quaver and 2 semiquavers, which gives us the next crotchet beat. So that's not right, is it? Let's look at this next one. So there's a crotchet, 2 quavers makes a crotchet. So there's our first minim beat. And we group semiquavers in crotchet beats just to keep it in manageable chunks. So 1/2 and 2/4 is a crotchet, 4/4 is a crotchet. So there's our second minim beat, and there's our third. So that's the one that we're after. Let's just look at this last one to see why this isn't correct. So there's our first crotchet beat, and then there's our second crotchet beat. Now they should not be joined, although that's a minim beat. There's minim beat 1, that's minim beat 2, so we shouldn't have that beam there, because we need to see there's beat 1, there's beat 2, and we're not seeing the start of the new beat. And then beat 2, we should have those, and then there they should be joined. So that's the mistake there, isn't it? Semitone. Now we could go about this the long way, and you could kind of have a little representation of a piano keyboard. Doesn't need to be a work of art. However, keep it legible. 2 black keys miss. Even if you don't play piano, I do suggest you have a little reference to these sort of visual representation of the piano keyboard. It's good to have some basic piano note reading skills, just at least know the keys. So let's put C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. D, E. So we're giving ourselves a good octave, because then it's really easy to see which notes are semitones. So you could go through the whole thing and think, well, A to B, that's not a semitone, it's got a black note in. B to C sharp, that's not a semitone. However, we also know there's a quicker way to do this, because we know that the major scale, we did this in grade 1, steps 3 to 4 and 7 to 8 are semitones. We are counting upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 to 4, 7 to 8. And then by all means go ahead and check. C sharp to D. Yes, that's a semitone. Right next door notes. G sharp to A. Yes, that's a semitone. Right next door notes. It's much quicker to just know 3 to 4, 7 to 8. The only thing you've got to watch out is when the scale is descending, that you number it backwards. 8, 7, 6, so on. So here we're in bass clef. This is a B flat. 1, 2, 3. That's a third. And you do get to remember that thirds and fifths goes line, line, line. Or if you're starting space, space, space. So that also, you do build a familiarity of what the intervals look like. We're a bit out of our usual territory here. If this is an A, G, that's an F sharp, E, and that's a D. You could think, well, I'm going to just count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and think, okay, I know that's a D, an octave lower. Now we've got to decide, so it can't be G major and it can't be A major because our tonic is note D. Now we need to think, is it D major or D minor? And we've already thought about this because we know that D minor has a key signature of B flats, D major has a key signature of F sharps and C sharps, which would then explain the F sharp, so it must be D major, not D minor.